Welcome to the weekend here at Hampton Downs. It's the Mike Pero Real Estate Motofest, and it is full of legends. In fact, it's full of absolutely everything. We've got Superbikes, we've got Supersport, we've got trials bikes, we've got freestyle motocross, and loads of legends. When you start looking across the grid, not only legends of bikes, but riders and everything. There's a TZ750 there, ridden by Robbie Phillips. We've got a beautiful Yamaha, ridden by Kevin McGee, sat there. We've got Aaron Slight over here. He's actually using a modern day bike, but he's also pulling wheelies and everything else. There's my bike there, the lovely Rg500, owned by Woody. Randy Mamola, look at that iconic name over there. He was here about 40 years ago racing. He's come back to this fabulous event. Graham Crosby, second in the World Championship. This weekend is going to be awesome. I'm really like a kid in a sweet shop. It will be fantastic. Randy, what a treat it is to be here.
Now, Hampton Downs, Steve, as you saw, just pulling off the motorway, what a facility that Tony Quinn put together. But it's all about the fans here. It's about us legends, but it's about the fans, and it's about the people of our motorsport. You know, it's a national level race, which is super exciting to see all the young, exuberant riders that are coming through, much like happened in us in our time.
This is like olden days, I guess, with a grid like this. I mean, this just doesn't happen now. The accessibility here this weekend where the fans can come, talk to you, look at these beautiful old motorcycles and get right in on the action. It's just quite amazing. It does remind me of like the Belgium Grand Prix of 1980 or something like that.
It is a special platform to be on, and especially being on a grid with 500s again. You know, we had autograph sessions, and it's something special for the people to go away with. But again, it's young and old, and I mean young from very, very tiny to old that are enjoying the whole atmosphere.
An awful lot of work's gone in to get this gathering together here at the Mike Pero Motofest. You must be happy now.
It's great to have all of these legends back here in New Zealand. We love having you guys around. We're going to try and make this a long-term event so we can really put some energy into our sport. We've got so many of our legendary bikes here, almost invaluable nowadays. We've got the best engineers in the world here working on them, keeping them going, and some of the best riders in the world. I think we're very fortunate to have this in New Zealand. From Hampton Downs, Tony Quinn, Mike Marsden and Elton have just been fantastic.
I always thought that we should have 4 events a year that will develop into big events. You know, one is the GT race, one is the classic event, a drift event and a motorbike event. Look, I'd love to see in years to come camping, singing around the campfire, whatever these guys want, whatever makes it special, that's what I want to do. They'll bring the beer if I supply the banjos.
The lineup of legends. It's great to have everyone here and to see people just gobsmacked to see names from the 70s and 80s. The people that a lot of my generation only saw on TV, we're actually seeing here. So this weekend's going to be probably one of the best you'll see in New Zealand.
It's been promoted so well, and it's definitely a very big meeting, and there's a lot of attractions around. Spectators are having a great time here.
It's really nice to be at this event and associate with all these sort of people and stuff and compete in front of them. So it's going to be the biggest event that we've seen in New Zealand, and you can already see around the pits and stuff. It's got a really good atmosphere, so looking forward to it.
I've just looked around and you can count all the riders, but not only those. You talk about JB being the most famous race team coordinator, 9 world championships under his belt with 3 riders. But then you look at people like Toomey, Kiwi, spends 10 years working with Suzuki and things like that. The New Zealand connection to motorsport is huge, and it's not until you come to a circuit like this and you see them all together you just realise what sort of an impact it has on the world championships.
This weekend at Hampton Downs is a massive celebration of all things on 2 wheels, with 10 classes fighting for the prestigious New Zealand Tourist Trophy. The highlight for many is the 1000cc Superbikes, which are tackling the extended Hampton Downs circuits for the first time.
It's just amazing how this place has progressed over the last couple of years, and it's just a world-class facility, and the new track being so long, it's something different for everyone, and no one's really had a good race run on it. We managed to do a few laps here a couple of years ago and tracked out yesterday with Moto HD, so it's going to be a bit of a lottery, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's cool. So far, looking around, it's pretty cool atmosphere. Everything's nicely organised and everything's got its place, so it's good to see. And yeah, it's good to see some big names out here, and we're going to do what we can do, just try and win everything we can. But there's a good field now. Robbie Bugden's come from an Aussie, so no doubt he'll be up there, and all the guys, you can never rule them out from taking a win. So we're just going to do what we can do.
1 or 2 are saying that you should be fast when you come back, so you've got a few people worried anyway.
That's good. That's good. Good to hear. After 5 years away, it's great to be back and see a few familiar faces and a few new ones. And you know, it's going to be a challenge. I'm coming into the series halfway through. These other guys, they're going to be on their limit. So there's half the track that everybody knows and the new section which pretty much no one knows. So possibly I think that's a bit of a positive for me because we're all basically starting from the same points.
going to be a good weekend. There's 18 Superbikes, which is quite a big field for us here, so it's going to be probably 7 or 8 fast guys that can all go for a win, so it's going to be some awesome racing. It's on a home round this weekend, first time on the full track, so it's a big track, lots of late braking corners. It's not like a track where you're not going to see much passing, so yeah, I think it'll be some good close racing with a lot of passes.
Feeling good down in the low 37s, which I think's at quite a good time, and everyone's sort of around that, so it's going to be hot pace this weekend.
We haven't been able to do a race run, you know, so we've got a couple of 8-lap races, which should be pretty easy to manage, but we're scheduled for a 15-minute lap race on the Sunday, which no one's done 15 laps around here, so it is going to be a guessing game for everybody, but we're all in the same sort of positions.
Qualifying was the first real chance to establish the competitive order on the new Hampton Downs layout. An elite group of 8 vaulted to the top of the timing board, featuring Superbike debutant Damon Rees, championship leader Sloane Frost, with Scott Moyer, Mitch Rees, Jay Lyons, Alistair Hugenbusen, Daniel Meaden and Robbie Bugden. However, it was newcomer Damon Rees who snatched pole position with a 0.08 of a second margin.
Damon, congratulations, pole position. You shocked one or two of the other guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's my first time racing a Superbike at the New Zealand Nationals and, well, first real debut on the bike. So far I'm really, really impressed with the new Honda and everything just really clicked. Wasn't the best lap, but it was still a pretty good lap and I was pretty happy with that because the bike's pretty much on par now. There's not much more I need to do. It's just about me putting everything down to the bike now.
Head down and go for it.
That's right, yeah, thank you.
You're a busy guy and you don't get to go to many events. What was the real attraction to come here?
Well, Steve, the last time I was in this country was 41 years ago, 75.
About 12 years old?
Yeah, 15. I was 15. So I got invited down to the Marlboro Series. Back then, it was actually a huge event, bigger than we thought.
It must have been big for you as a young kid, really.
It was incredible. I got to meet people like Greg Hansford and Warren Willing, Pat Hannon, who I knew in the States already, Stu Avant, an array of talent that was coming out of New Zealand, and it was something very special. I came back 2 years, 75 and 76, and 76 and 77, because obviously it was during their summer, which is December and January.
And of course, I think another attraction is that you know the guys that are going to be here. Like, lovely to see some of the old engineers and people you haven't seen for a while.
My wife and I decided that we'd take this time off and try to do something. Paul Tracy was very instrumental. The thing is, when I was 15 and 16, people like Mike Sinclair, who I didn't know, were building my engine down here, and Jeremy Burgess was down here. They ended up being my mechanics at Hairpin Suzuki in 1980, which was only 4 years later. Right. So for me to come full circle and to see these guys here and hang around with you guys on the track is something very special.
Well, I'm sure we're all going to go home with some fond memories of this, and let's hope they maybe do it another year and invite us back. Who knows?
I hope so.
Well, right behind me is the bike that Randy Momola will be riding here at the Motofest this weekend, and it's a 1982 Rg500 Suzuki that you can actually buy over the counter, believe it or not. They didn't make that many of them, but when you start looking around it, this bike, for a start, it only weighs something like 125 kilograms, 4-cylinder, 2-stroke. It's like a square 4 engine. You see exhaust pipes, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom out the back here. Pretty conventional as far as you can see, normal chain drive. In there is that 4-cylinder 500cc engine, 4 carburetors. They're all magnesium. That's what helps keep the weight down and everything else like that. A lot of magnesium bits and pieces on it. Magnesium steering damper tucked down in here. Believe it or not, pre-fuel injection. So that's the choke, and the choke would be needed to get it started up on a cold morning. No slipper clutches or anything else like that. And of course, no high-tech dashboards on these machines. Very rudimentary. You start looking in here and you can see temperature gauge and rev count, and that's pretty much all you've got. Try and keep those revs to about 11,000 RPM maximum. But very importantly here, we have a 360 camera, and that will be riding around with Randy Momola. We'll get a point of vision out the front, seeing what he's doing behind it, and you'll almost certainly see that going up in the air as Randy does a few wheelies, as he's known for doing. Straightforward brakes on it, single piston calipers, how they used to be. They actually work okay for a light bike. This is an anti-dive system, which I think will be disconnected, but it was designed to stop the forks dropping down too much when you put the brakes on and keep the bike at a level plane. This model came with a 16-inch front wheel and an 18-inch rear, which is quite uncommon and not easy to get tyres for. In fact, I brought some from England for this very, very bike. But nothing very complicated, but in its day, it was probably the ultimate Grand Prix machine. As I said, about 125 brake horsepower and about 125 kilograms. But 1980, what were we driving around in? Ford Anglias, Ford Cortinas. So if you can imagine, it was monstrously powerful back in its day. But nowadays, they've got double the power. But still an iconic machine. Trust me, it's worth quite a lot of money. here with the bike that I'm riding this weekend. It does have a number 7 on it, and it would have been in Barry Sheen colours, but I've also got 2 of the guys that are helping me out. JB, Jeremy Burgess here, Dickie Smart, ex-Mick Doohan guys, I guess you two got together in that time, but you go back even further, go back to my era. Now, in my era, we didn't actually have these. Can you explain what's going on here, JB? Or if you can't, I can.
Well, no, pretty much, Steve. I don't really want to put my signature on that, but because of the state of your knees and legs and old age and all those things that come to us all in due time, we can't lower the foot pegs, so we raise the seat.
Exactly, and we also bring the bike up because we can't bend down to do things nowadays, can we?
That's right, get it up on the bench, because once we're down there for the day.
Exactly that. But I've watched you guys walking around here. You're not just in this garage, you're in other garages looking at some of the old bikes. Where you actually get your spanners out? I haven't seen a single laptop in here, in this garage anyway. Have you, Dickie?
No laptops in this era. Just get the 10mm spanner, 12mm spanner out and work on the bikes and really enjoying it.
Pretty much anything that went wrong, you could fix it in the garage, couldn't you?
Pretty much. You had the parts to do it, and the rider was kind and didn't throw it down the road too often. It was a great job.
Okay, Dickie, I haven't seen you at many of these old meetings, but you're busy flogging jet time for Mick Doohan.
Yes, that's my full-time job, aviation now, but enjoying coming back here and seeing all my old friends and all these great old motorcycles. Really good.
This is the best pit crew I've ever had in my whole life. You've got Mike Sinclair somewhere around over there. There's more legends here from the engineering side, possibly from the rider's side, certainly from my point of view. Well, completely different to the guys doing 190 mile an hour around here. We're down at the arena trial where there is some massively skillful people going over objects and up things that you will not believe. Jake, had a good day?
Yeah, awesome day today. Surprisingly, actually, I haven't actually ridden my trials bike for a long time. I've had a while off racing enduros and stuff, so it's good to come today and be able to still be on the top step. It's good.
A lot of track racing stuff. Ever tried that or ever thought about it?
Nah, those boys are way too fast. It's just scary.
Well, funny enough, they're coming over here and looking at what you guys are doing and thinking, how the hell are they doing that? It's nearly impossible.
Yeah, a lot of balance and technique. You really have to have your technique down to get these obstacles. If your timing's a fraction out, then just don't get up a lot of the stuff.
A young fella here, how old are you?
13.
How long have you been doing this?
Since I was 2 years old.
You're kidding, since you're 2 years old. Okay, so he should be really good, like when you're 15, 16. Does he enjoy doing this then?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the best sports out there. Just gives you a good thrill. It's a really good time.
Warren, you don't have a road bike licence or never ridden on the road?
Correct, yeah. 30 odd years riding motorbikes, but never ridden on the road, except during trials competition in Europe. More recently, I've had to go at Extreme Enduro, so today is actually the first time back on a trials bike in a trials competition for 4 years. So
it's gone all right for you?
I've got a few bruises and my body will be feeling it tonight, but it's gone pretty good, yeah.
It's so nice for everyone, including myself, to come along, and I've got guys going past you at 190 miles an hour. You're going to have freestylers flipping bikes, 360s, the trials down here. There is pretty much something for everybody in the family.
Absolutely, yeah. We have to thank Hampton Downs. All the guys that work at Hampton Downs have really been helping to get this event going, and of course Motor. And I've noticed the number of spectators on the bank. They're really enjoying things. It's been a great event.
But Randy, we've done our first session, and I want to know what gear ratios you were pulling for a start.
You'd have to have Jeremy Burgess and Mike Sinclair back there. I don't know, but I know coming up the hill, your bike was a bit faster.
Yeah, you're going to say that, aren't you?
Seems like the old days, doesn't it?
It's silly, really, because we're out there, we're just putting on a bit of a show for everyone, but everyone still wants to get their bike all sorted out. And you forget how old these bikes are, realistically. You know what? These are 30-odd years old and still okay, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to ride, Steve. You know, we get to ride modern-day bikes, street bikes that are super fast, but there's nothing like a two-stroke 500, especially when you get it in the power band.
Yeah, it actually pulls quite strong.
Yes.
Now, you found a little idiosyncrasy about me riding today, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, going out, I mean, hopefully we get to see it on camera.
We will.
Riders tend to stretch their legs a lot. We'll see Valentino going out of the pit lane, but you did it in every corner, every lap, and I didn't understand why the knees hadn't been warmed up enough yet.
Just to explain what's going on, these poor old knees have been broken so many times, so when I go into a corner, I have to stand up, to move my foot back, and it's just the weirdest, horriblest thing. But when I get some new knees, I'm coming back at you, okay?
I definitely thought you were mooning me or something there, trying to give me a show. But it was super fun out there, you know, when Aaron Slide came by also on another Superbike. It just shows you what things are up against.
Yeah, and how things have progressed. And realistically, when these bikes were being raced, this was the ultimate machine. And so it's a real pleasure for me, and I'm sure you, to go back in time.
It is, you know, 2 years ago at the Barry Sheen event in Silverstone, I got reintroduced to my 1980 bike, which is very similar to this one. And the smile that you had on our faces were just fantastic. Chat was on because it had been so many years that we've been on two strokes, something with this kind of sharpness and power.
With no traction control. Right, when I come back with my new knees and I'm going to change my jetting and my gearing, you're in trouble. Well, another massively iconic machine here in New Zealand, built in New Zealand, and the man that rides it mainly, Mr. Stroud. What's it like to ride? I've never ridden one.
Oh, it's a fantastic bike. It's just so light and so nimble. You know, you just flick it around like a little 250, but it's 1000cc with nearly 170 horsepower.
And only weighs 130 kilos, isn't it? Something like that?
Yeah, 140, I think.
So that power to weight's really, really good on it. And when you look at it, it's so futuristic, but built back in '92.
That's right, yeah. It was John's mission to win at Daytona, and he knew it had to be very light and very powerful and aerodynamic, and he really put it all together and got a lot of people together to do the whole bike in 1 year, from designing and building.
No, I have to say, I've looked around the bike a little bit. I think just about every single component is made back at the workshops, really, over here.
It was, yeah. You know, they work around the clock all the time.
Some of the unique things, I mean, the very unconventional front forks on it. Does it feel weird to ride in any way, other than normal telescopic forks?
It does. It's got its advantages. You can dial it in so you can hit the brakes and it doesn't dive, or you can have it diving like normal forks. At first we had a bit of trouble with it. It used to chatter a little bit at the front, but the modern tyres have just sorted it out. It's better now than it's ever been.
Now, obviously the engine is very much part of the chassis. You bolt things on, a bit like a Formula One car would be. It's a stretched member.
When John built the bike, the theory was making a motorcycle as rigid as possible, the frame. So everything's just bolted off the engine. It hasn't really got a frame.
And so much carbon fibre around when you start looking this beautiful swinging arm, which is an absolute work of art in there. And then the exhaust system, it looks like something that's been sculptured, doesn't it? I mean, it is very, very special in there. And I still can't get over the fact that it's like 140 kilos, bearing in mind the modern superbikes that are racing here this weekend are all 170, something like that.
Yeah, John tried to make one part do the job of 2 or 3 things if possible. He had loads of ideas. I was with him all the way up to when he passed away, and he just finished designing 2 new bikes 2 days before he passed away.
Well, I think you're a lucky man to be able to ride it and carry on looking after it, and we hope to see it out on the tracks many, many more times. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
So here we go, race 1 highlights for our Mike Pero Real Estate Motofest Superbike class. Damon Rees having claimed that pole. What an awesome debut for Damon here at Hampton Downs on the new extended circuit. There he goes to lead the advantage already. The Suzuki boys drop into the second and third spots in there. Looks like it's going to be Frost and Moya to put the glory on, and not too far away from Mitch Rees as well. So we could have the 2 Hondas and the 2 Suzukis going for it.
Yeah, that's right. Great performance already from Damon Rees to lead them out there from pole position. But yeah, look at the Suzukis and then Mitch Rees, the front row performance at the moment.
Well, there you go. Look, Chopper, he's got it. Yes, indeed. The man we call Chopper, Sloane Frost, the 2016 Superbike champion, pushes the advantage. He's there, but now already so quickly with Mitch Rees right behind him.
Yeah, Mitch, what a ride this is. He's charged off the front and coming to the left hand of the double bastard, and he's already put his nose in front. Sloane's going to come back at him, but no, Mitch is going to hold on to it and lead them out of the double bastard.
Look at that from Mitch Rees. That is a sensational run. We head down towards the dipper and look out for the... Oh, no, he's gone. Mitchell Rees. Mitch Rees gone. The classic Porsche dipper claims another one. So what are we going to do here on the Hampton Downs replay?
Yeah, just slightly offline there. Comes in a bit wide, turns it in and just loses the front.
Here we are back to the race at the moment, 2 by 8 by 34. There it is. That's your Suzuki trifecta. Your heroes come home. That is the great Sloane Frost ahead of Scott Moyer and Daniel Medham as they charge for the finish line here at Hampton Downs. Race number 1 for Mike Pero Real Estate Motofest.
Sloane, what a start to the weekend.
Yeah, best way to start and come back to the race win, and then it's unfortunate that Mitch went down as well. That helps the championship. Got a good healthy rivalry there, and with the Suzuki's 1, 2, 3, it was really neat to see when I sort of turned around at the end. So yeah, it's good fun.
Any changes for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we're going to change the compound on the rear tyre. About lap 4, the tyre really started to go off, and I'd rather sacrifice a little bit of grip at the start and just be able to maintain that pace and just that feeling with the bike and have that confidence, and then hopefully I don't fall back into the clutches of the boys behind me.
Liking this international track?
The international track's just so cool. Longest track in New Zealand, and it makes a big difference, and I think my fitness is going to help, especially on that 15 lapper tomorrow, and looking forward to it.
Now, one of the things about Cros is he actually still works on motorbikes, unlike a lot of us. And you're building these fantastic bikes here. I've been to your workshop, and they are works of art.
The thing is, there is always life after racing motorbikes, and one of the things that I've really enjoyed is going back to the days and working with the bikes that I used to remember. And it's the old Kawasaki's that languish in the corner of an old shed gathering dust, and I drag these things out and breathe life back into them again.
Kawasaki are actually back to building something not dissimilar now. People want retro, but they're not going to be anything like this because they've got no real history.
No, well, that's the thing, but you got to remember that the Kawasaki Z900, Z1000, Z1 was the first of the really big superbikes, so there's a lot of interest in people reconnecting with that bike, and I do a version which is a blend of the new and the old, and it kind of works pretty good.
So they've got good engines, good brakes, and all the stuff that you probably didn't have back there. It's got the big 4-pot caliper on here. You can see that engine almost certainly will have about 30% more than it did have back then. Lovely exhaust pipe, proper suspension on the back. You get the badge on there, the Graham Crosby signature on it to say that it is number whatever it is, and it's your bike to personalise. Now, one other thing I want to talk to you about is I believe you nicked my ride off of me. In 1980, you ended up on a Suzuki after I got fired. I understand why I got fired, but no, it's lovely thinking about those times and riding some of the bikes that are from that era. But you're going to be riding a modern bike this weekend.
I've got a GSXR 1000, which was given to me by Suzuki Great Britain to commemorate the 100th year of the Isle of Man, of which I've won a few of those. So they gave me this, they dressed it up in the old Texaco Heron colours. For me to jump on that bike at the age I am, at 62, it actually makes sense. You, on the other hand, are riding something that was built in 81, 82.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And of course, you've got that old two-stroke thing that you go around the corner, if you're not too sure, it comes off the edge of the power band. When it does come on, it happens in about a second.
What you're really saying is you've taken the easy route.
Absolutely.
Well, here we go, the assembly again for Mike Pero Motofest and race number 2 of our New Zealand Superbike Road Race Championships. And again, when you've got that pole advantage, use it well, and he does. Damon Rees getting another cracker start as we peel him off through turn number 1, and it is this freight train and our top 5 to go through there. Damon Rees, Scott Moyer, Mitch Rees, and again, Brad, 92. How good, Damon Rees.
Yeah, pole position's a very important thing to have at Hampton Downs with the downhill right-hand first corner, and already look at that, 92 by 8, already pushing out a little bit of an advantage over the rest of the field.
Man, they look really good at the moment to go for it, and check that out from Scott Moyer. He's really pushed the envelope this weekend and going well, but it is the man of the moment with Damon Rees to lead the example at this stage, starting to stretch out through the field now. Look at this highlights package, looking beautiful. The double bastard, see those 2 corners and the one where it joins up back on the track? That's the slight camber joining up to the flatter track, so it makes a difference here. There we are through high pool and ready to go with Daniel Medham. Oh, Daniel's down. Daniel Medham, what a drop. Oh, another classic front wheel tuck. Brad, we've had too many of those this weekend.
Yeah, that's into high for a real tight right-hander as you just hit double left-hander into the double bars, then you go back on the right-hand side of the tyre, and he's lost the front.
So there we go at the moment, keeping an eye on our picture at this stage. The number 6 of Mighty Mitch, he senses a chance here at this stage of trying to fight back, so good work. Oh, look at that from Damon. Oh no, his brother's gone, the pole set, and there it is, Damon Rees is gone. Dropped it down at Hydrolink. That is bad luck. Here it is on the Hampton Downs replay. We're going to see it in its pure glory as he goes round the corner. Look how low he's getting, and oops, the kiss of the tar seal. That is too low and out of there. Brad, that's another bad luck call.
Yeah, real bad luck. Just pushing a bit hard into the final corner there, and yeah, lost the front. Luckily, it's spun away from him there, but that leaves Scott Moyer all out on his own with Mitch Rees chasing him now.
So here we are in our picture at this stage. We go to the 2 of Sloane Frost. We can see him there along with the 43. And look at that with letter R and Robbie Bugden to get through there. But hey, what about that for the fight? The boys over in front with Scott and Mitch in there. So it's a good 5-way battle. Look at this for the 3 of them. 3rd, 4th and 5th there. And here's your man in your picture. 43 Al Hoogie out of Christchurch. For the Team Valvoline Motorsport Bridgestone Trod. Beautiful BMW Superbike. And that's a great run from the young Christchurch pilot.
Yeah, well, some beautiful onboard camera shots there. And see Al Hoogie really muscling that M1 BMW around the Porsche Dipper, and then they head back around Hydrolink. Now they're down the back straight there, the laser under bridge, and look at that, already they've caught up Mitch Rees, and Sloane's dived through on the inside. Mitch has to go defensive to stop any more damage being done, and Mitch Rees is not going to be happy with that. He's going to have to fight back.
So here we are looking at the update there at the moment. There's the 2 of Sloane, Frost. There's the 6 coming in, trying to have a dab up on the inside. Yes, Mitchell, there he goes, mighty Mitch, and Mitch Rees doing it. Great work there by Mitch. Oh no, look at that, the 2 of them come together. Oh, Al Hoogie and Robbie Bugden. Bad luck, those 2. A bit of debris on the track there, Brad.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Just Al Hoogie comes in, falls over, and they've red flagged it, they've called it. So the race will go back to the result of Scott Moyer, followed by Mitch Rees, and then Sloane Frost with Jay Lawrence, a great 4th place.
Yeah, stoked. Second yesterday, first today with a couple of second gap. I was actually looking at the Rees' pit board and I saw a second gap, so I just kept going harder. But I mean, I was pretty lucky. Damo crash, you know, he was riding good. He would have been hard to get past, but yeah, what can I say?
Would have been nice to be at the front, but hey, we've made good gains with the bike this weekend and I'm feeling really comfortable, so we'll go out there and see what we can do in the next one. We always want to win.
Decided to go with the hard compound like I said yesterday, and it was all sort of coming back to me at the end of the race there, and just ran out of laps, but podium was good, and 15 laps this afternoon is going to be torture.
We were at a dinner last night and the lovely Mr. Tony Quinn decided that he enjoyed the bus racing that I did at Donington Park. He said, I'll get you a bus for tomorrow, which I really didn't think any more about it. And sure enough, a bus turns up today. So I'm thinking of maybe when I retire from motorcycle racing, truck racing, bus racing is the future. It is, because if there's a rainy weekend, everyone just is on board. All the spectators get on board. And I'm not sure if that's valid. Oh yes, it's a pensioners one, yeah? You're allowed on. Right, when I say get to the left, else we might tip over.
Welcome everybody. We've had nothing but a great time at Hampton Downs.
Right, we're away.
Left side. All right, tuck in. We got break. Well, that was our skid pad.
She's good. I need a bit more weight though moving.
We need a bit more weight. We're getting ready to break. We're going to straighten it up here. There's a whole lot of screaming back there. Is there anything else going on?
Get ready with the stopwatch when we go over the line. We know the stopwatch.
Accelerate, Steve. Okay, we're coming up on the bridge. Duck, duck, goose, baby.
Wow!
And okay, we got to move towards the rear so we don't tip in too deep and do a stoppie. Steve's got his foot flat out on this thing. Whoa.
She's understeering. She's understeering.
Tight left. Tight left. So, okay, we got the chatter bumps. Wave to the flag marshals on the right.
Coming up to Double Bastard.
All right, Double Bastard is going to be the left-hand corner. And you'll understand why it's a bastard. He's going to compress here.
Yeah, absolutely. Turning in now. We've got understeer. We're going to take a bit of curb. There we go. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Everybody to the right. Everybody to the right.
We're going a much wider line because we bottomed out last time. So... Oh, much better, much better.
Shat his pants.
Yeah.
Just we're going by the boxes so you can all wave to your friends and family and say that you survived this wonderful bus trip. Help! Help! Okay, what was the time? Anybody get that?
Time to get off the bus!
2:58, perfect, perfect. That was the one, we've done it. You're all lap record holders. Well, I'm stood here in the arena where Levi is going to be performing a little bit later on. It's a pretty big ramp over there, and I watched some of this warm-ups yesterday because the conditions are much better today. Actually, how high are you going?
I've no idea, actually. I think it's about maybe 11 or 12 metres, maybe a little bit higher.
You probably don't want to know, realistically. Now, the bike that you've got here, how different would this be to like a normal motocross bike?
This one here is a lot different, but generally, like a normal freestyle bike is not too much different. There's quite a few obvious things like the flip levers. They're quite essential for doing backflip tricks. As soon as you take your feet off doing a flip, your bike wants to spin away from you. So that's why we put those up, and actually
Okay.
They lock your wrists in there.
So you can control the bike.
Exactly.
Something you can buy, or do you make these?
It's such a kind of new and small sport. A lot of the stuff we just have to make ourselves.
Okay, and you prefer the two-stroke?
Yeah, I love the two-stroke. All the power you need, and it's a lot lighter than any four-stroke.
Okay, so we're going to see some 360 today?
360, I'm not sure about 360, but probably lots of backflips and lots of other stuff.
Well, we saw some of the kind of run-ups yesterday, and it is so spectacular. I think the problem is they're going to have to stop the racing out there because everyone wants to come and watch you, including me, to see what's going to go on later on. Thank you very much indeed.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, I'm up here in this wonderful facility here at Hampton Downs. It's the lounge, the hospitality lounge, and it is absolutely glorious because you've got a great view of the track all around you. There's even food over the back there, which we might get into in a little while. Aaron Slight, lovely to see you here. I mean, me saying lovely to see you here. This is your home country, and it's not far away from where you live.
No, not too bad. It's about an hour's flight. This track is quite amazing what Tony Quinn's done here. He just brought it to that next level and got out to that 4.5k mark, so it's now sort of international standard in length.
Do you know the track? I mean, us guys don't know where we're going. Do you know it?
I know the short track. Long track's a bit longer, I think, isn't it? Just a cup of tea for my nerves and we're away.
Okay, that's all good. Do you know what bike you're going to be riding?
Well, I'm just scouting up and down the pit lane now because I've heard that people are riding some pretty fast stuff, so I'm just going to look for the latest thing I can.
Get the championship lead in Suzuki, go and steal that. But they'll kind of want it back, so don't over-rev it.
No, I think I'll go see the Reese boys. Get a Honda, I think.
Robbie Phillips, nice to see you here as well. I understand that you've broken your bike already.
Yes, I did 6 laps on it yesterday in Peter Anderson's TR750 Suzuki, but I buggered it up yesterday somehow or other. And now I got Alistair Wilton's TZ750 to ride, which I'm really hanging out to have a ride.
That'll be fast, won't it?
Yeah, but I'll just ride around nice and steady and do all the right things.
It is actually nice to be at these events, not only with all your old mates, but also not getting race nerves. That tension that we used to get sitting around and nipping off to the toilet and trying to talk to people in a normal manner. We have to think about the actual guys in the Superbike race. They're going through all what we used to, but we can kind of chill out, meet the fans, talk to the people.
Yeah, for sure, and that's part of the problem, in these bigger championships, that people say they can't get to the riders, they can't get to the drivers because they are so focused, really, and then the management gets around them, and then it gets tenfold, and the sponsorship gets around them, so then suddenly they're cocooned away from the public, so you don't get to see them.
Well, no danger of the fans not being able to get up and close for the riders this weekend. Isn't it great to see all the bikes and the riders out for the public grid walk?
Yeah, it's a really unique experience and the fans have really enjoyed it.
Well, we're getting up for the third and final race of the weekend, the all-important Tourist Trophy race. 15 laps around the international track. Well, away for another superb start now. Look at that from Damon Damo. Man, he can do it so well. Damon Reason, look at the advantage you can get out there. He's got 5 or 6 bike lengths on him into the first turn. He's looking spectacular. So good start there from the mighty Damon Rees. So out there for a good charge. And look at that already. Jay Lawrence, where's he come from? Out of the pack because he certainly wasn't on that front row. So a great start from the Wellington TSS Red Baron Suzuki man. So he's got the second place as we look out to Moya in the run there for third. Brad's at the moment. So wow, great start though from Jay Lawrence and running with Dan Medham.
Yeah, Dan Medham on board at the moment in 4th place, and yeah, what a start from Jay Lawrence on the second row of the grid, just dived up on the inside, and there we go, Damon Rees, the 92, trying to get away already, and then Jay Lawrence, the 37, and then back to Scott Moyer.
Well, they might be your top 3, but there's still some great racing to go on behind that. You can see them all through there, including, I'll tell you what, I just spotted the Kawasaki in there of Jaden Carey. He's doing very well. He'll be running there at about 8th place. So good to see him running top 10 as we check out this TT in spectacular panoramic form here at Hampton Downs.
There they go, heading to the Porsche left-hander. Damon Rees still with the advantage, and Jay Lawrence still there in 2nd place with Scott Moyer trying to push hard.
So there we go, there's the 92, check it out already. It is Damon Rees in running with the 37 of Jay Lawrence, so they're your best 2. We've certainly got the advantage at this stage, so looking good at this stage. On board with your race leader, it is the mighty Damon Rees. So Damon's got the advantage. It's courtesy of Mondale Logistics, Tamaru, Metal Recyclers, and of course Tony Rees Motorcycles at their home in the Eastern Bay, plenty of capital of Whakatane. And it is all mighty Damon out in front, then going to Jay Lawrence, and look at that from Scott Moyer, looking so good at this stage in there as we keep an eye on the others just behind them at this stage, and it's all on there with Robbie Bugden matching the pack.
Yeah, Robbie Bugden got a good drive onto the back straight. They're looking to dive up on Daniel Medham there, but no, Daniel still holds it into the Foster Construction right-hand hairpin.
So this is part of the new extended circuit, which has now made it over 4 kilometres, so a true international track here in New Zealand, as Damon Rees crisses it in fine style with a sensational update there at the moment. Nice advantage out in front. He's only got to hold on to it at this stage, looking for the other red bike in there of the TSS Red Baron Suzuki, and it'll be Jay Lawrence for the update. So there we go, there's the 37 for Jay. Man, he's looking good as he's in behind the Honda, and we check out then the update with Scott Moyer in our picture. Dan met him in there along with Robbie Bugden.
And it's not too far to look back, and you see Mitchell Rees and Sloane Frost just climbing in onto this pack as well at the moment.
So here we go, keen to go into our Porsche dipper this time. There it is, the 92 for Damon Rees, 37 now, and Jay Lawrence as they take control of this race at this stage. And there they are, the freight train in behind them as we look out for us. Scott Moyer in there and heading down towards Hydrolink. Oh, Jaden Carrick, and there he is, the Wangyu well drillers, Wangyu Toyota Kawasaki. He's gone on the corner, and the Hampton Downs replay, and we're going to have a look. I think it's going to be a rear shot that we're going to see on the high pull corner, and look at that, another classic. How many have we seen Brad losing the front ends?
Yeah, high pull, yeah, it's quite a nasty tight right-hander. He's just lost the front there. Real shame for Jaden.
All right, so back to watch our moto, and of course this is our prestigious New Zealand Tourist Trophy, and it's 15 laps. We're on board here with Scott Moyer, running in third at this stage, 15 laps, Brad. We're going to see an attrition rate, we're going to see energy required, we're going to see tyres and bike performance. It's going to come down to a tight one. This could well be quite a different podium to what we've seen in the past.
Well, yeah, it was definitely interesting to hear Sloane Frost after race number 1. He definitely wanted a harder compound tyre on the back of his GSX-R 1000. So, oh, moment there from Damon Rees. Have a look at this. Damon Rees. That's the sweeping right-hander before you hit into the double bars. Look at that. And he's just got a bit of a handful. Oh, he's done well to pick that back up. That's a good little moment there for Damon.
Well, that's his motocross skills coming to his own there, of course, having done his pedigree in the dirt before he's hit the tar seal. But there we are, the 92, and he's still got it, still got the lead. It hasn't lost any fear factor for him as he leads and flies up the hill towards the crowd for another great lap here. 15 for this big race. This is huge. And we're back with Scott Moyer's just in his 4th place. So pressure on for this top group at this stage. But tell you what, Scott, man, oh man, what's he going to do here to come right up and on their tail? How close does he get there? In fact, has he gone 1? Has he gone 2? Has he made the move and got around them? No, don't think so.
Look at that. Round the outside, poor James Lawrence, he has lost 2 spots in that one corner there. Unlucky, but it's still Damon Rees out in front as they head into the Foster's construction right-hander. And there we go, Daniel Medham snuck up on the inside, and Daniel Medham's gone from 5th to 3rd in one corner.
Well, it looks like there was that drama there before that we saw where Scott Moyer was doing the attacking, and might have made a little bit of a difference, but here they are with our run. Looks like we've sort of got a pair and then a trio as we go to fight it out. So it is Damon in front once again, already with Robbie Bugden. Look at that with Bugden. It's Bugden in the picture, so Robbie Bugden, the man doing all the hard work here at this stage. So it's Robbie Bugden putting the pressure on the young Kiwi. So there's a well-experienced Superbike campaigner up against the new kid on the block. So Damon in front from Robbie Bugden to go through there. Then looking back to 34 with Medham, 37 with Jay Lawrence, and then coming right through, trying to tuck up on the inside for Scott Moyer.
Yeah, Jay Lawrence just looked like he ran a bit deep into high pull there and just gave the position to Scott Moyer. But yeah, like you were saying with Robbie Bugden, he's come over from Aussie and he'll have just as much knowledge as these boys will around this track. Not many people have done too many laps around this international circuit.
We take the run up the hill once again, the 92, he might have got it sideways before, but Demon Damo still in control at this stage, looking at Bugden coming up on the inside. Look at the letter B, and it gets through there. There it is, the R1, normally in the hands of Hayden Fitzgerald, but out after a crash, so the Aussies come over to take his ride, and what a great fist of it he's making at the moment. And there it is, Damo gets it back on the inside. Classic line by Bugden out wide, but then the cut on the inside, Brad, how hot was that?
Well, down here in the garage, it's not often you come across the guy that's supporting and sponsoring the event that's actually riding. But Mike Pero Real Estate, he's down here and he's actually working on his bike, this lovely Yamaha. Mike, what's going on? I see you're kind of, what are you doing, the steering damper there?
Yeah, just a few wobbles over some of the bumps. So just tightening up the steering damper.
So a little bit about this bike. I mean, it's lovely. It looks like something that Wayne Rainey would have raced or something like that.
Yeah, well, I've watched those guys on TV and there's certain resemblances you can see. The TZ250, it's Yamaha 252 stroke 1995. Right. So I cut my teeth on the 2 strokes back in the mid 70s and I just love them. Smell of them, the sound, the power, and they punch above their weight for a little 250.
Yeah, and they are fun to ride, aren't they?
Yeah.
Now, it seems quite extraordinary. We go to lots of events that are sponsored by lots of companies and everything else. You've got a very large company in real estate.
Yeah.
Actually being here riding it, do the staff all think, geez, I hope he behaves himself and doesn't go and hurt himself.
Yeah,
We won't have the boss back in.
I've had a lot of texts to stay upright, so you're just very careful and cautious. I back out probably where I would have otherwise dived under someone. No, it's good.
An event like this, would you bring some of your customers and clients along?
Yeah, absolutely, and motorsport's been something that's been really good to us, and motorcycling's more my passion. Did a little bit of cars and that, but motorcycling is more me. At least I get to ride it in the post-classic races, so yeah.
Brilliant. And I understand, going back some years, you actually, the star man here, Randy Mamola, you just pipped him on one occasion.
Yeah, I did actually, and that was back in 1975, so 40 years later, I think probably going a lot faster than I could ever go.
Well, it's Steve Parrish here at Hampton Downs, and I'm having a lap with Randy Mamola right beside me, sometimes in front and sometimes behind. Over the start and finish lines and down into second gear for turn one. Randy on a wide line there. He's definitely got some speed on me at that point. Out of the corner there, and all the way down the back straight up into fifth gear, Randy.
It's a fun bike to ride. You know, we got to always try to get used to these small power bands that we rode with in, 35 years ago. You're going into turn two, which is a tight first gear hairpin. Our bikes were a little bit different in gearing, so yours is a little bit longer, mine's a little bit shorter.
Yeah, absolutely, and over the cement dust there, and it's kind of holding second gear now, up into the left-hander at this point. Over the top of the hill there, that's Kev's Carousel, and down to Swampy corner. I love the names here. And this was a strange corner. It was second gear, but you had to grab third coming out of it.
Definitely. You come through third gear right here, and then we're getting to head up to this left-hander as you see yourself switch over to the left. I'm trying to do the best shot I could, getting a view of what you are, and it's double bastard corner is what it's called.
Yeah, what a name for a corner. It's quite bumpy coming over the top. Real blind corner, but the bike's revving its heart out. And then it's that kind of narrow power band. You just have to get it squeezed on coming out of there. And then it's down to the really tight right-hander here. Another shot, me underneath there, taking that narrow line going in. You get the good run out of it. But you can hear that lovely two-stroke four-cylinder engine. Just that really narrow power band up to 11,000 RPM, keeping an eye on the temperature gauge. It's like having your own data logger on with this camera.
Definitely, it's a great shot with a 360 camera on there. Us riding these bikes at Hampton Downs gives a good perspective. You can see the tack moving. It runs from around 7, but the torque doesn't really start to come into about 8. So we got about 2,500 RPM in real time in terms of torque.
Yeah, and this point here, actually, yesterday I had a bit of a slide coming out there. I must admit, it scared the life of me as it comes on the power, but here you are, really screwing it about 130 horsepower up towards the start and finish line.
Definitely, Steve. Coming across here, it's blind. And as you say, turn one's a second gear corner. Sometimes I was clicking in the third early, but it's blind entry. Really challenging quarter, but a fun circuit to ride.
Well, one man here, Mr. Kevin McGee, we're all having fun here, but you've had a bit of a scare this weekend.
Yeah, we've had a few front brake problems. It had like a half a lock up, lost the front through that kink, and I was looking at the concrete wall, and I'm 55 years old. And
you wanted to be 56?
I would like to get there.
We all are here to have some fun, this kind of parading and going around, but people still forget that bike behind us, that Yamaha, will still do 185, 90 miles an hour.
As I say, 185, but I actually done 200 on that at the test track, 322 Ks, so it's an absolute weapon. It's a brilliant, pristine piece of kit, but as you know, in this game, any little moment you have, any little moment that goes wrong in there, just that one piece.
And the boys have found the problem, they believe.
Yeah, they have. Well, I said, honestly, it's scared.
And so it should. So what you're saying is you want me to go out on it?
Yeah, because you're the only bloke that fits in my leathers.
Lovely to see you in those wonderful old colours, and they are your original leathers that you were in there. So just tell us a little bit about that bike. What's its history?
It's actually a factory bike that I was racing and testing with in Japan when Wayne Rainey and Catalora were the factory riders. We were going through lots of test programs, doing the Japanese 500 domestic championship. I busted my hand at the Suzuka 8-hour and then sat the rest of the 500 season out, and that was it. And I think they gave that to Toshi Honma as a golden handshake at the end of the year. It's trick, it's titanium chambers, everything. It's just full on.
Very light, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's only just over 130 kilos.
Wow, and must have, I'm guessing, 160 odd horsepower or more.
Yes, I think they're more towards 180 about that era, but it all happens after 10 and before 12, so party time's pretty short.
This weekend at Motofest saw plenty of action on the track beyond the Legends display in the Superbikes. The highlights for many was the weekend was seeing the full field of sidecars on the track. Pete Goodwin and Kendall Dunlop won the weekend's first race, but from there it was Spike Taylor and Robbie Shorter who were too good, winning the New Zealand Tourist Trophy race.
Now, the Gixxer Club has always provided some of the weekend's tightest racing, with mere tents covering the field. Tarvin Walker took a narrow win in the final race of the weekend.
Nathaniel Diprose was the man to beat in Super Lights, and Jordan Burley took honours in the 650 Pro Twin. The main Higher Sun Cup race began with a unique fashion with a Le Mans start. Grant Cullens winning an incredible tight battle by just 4/100ths of a second.
The 125 GP class saw Blaze Heaven take a commanding victory. However, finishing on the podium was Regan Phipps on board a uniquely Kiwi machine.
That's a dirt bike engine and a New Zealand built frame, and it's out there competing with these 125cc two-strokes made by Honda, and NSF as well that's made by Honda's Moto 3 bike. So be up there dicing with those guys. This is awesome on this little thing, and Steve Bagshaw's done such a good job over the last few years, and it handles so well.
As well as the success in 125 GP, Phipps also took out the 300 Supersport class, with Nick Kane leading home the 250 Supersport riders.
The GP two-strokes and post-classic races over the weekend were a fan favourite for the sheer variety of bikes on the circuit. At the front of the field, the 2 of Jenna Charlotte and the 34 of Daniel Medham put on a great show, with Daniel Medham taking out 2 of the 3 wins.
The final 600 Supersport race was one of the weekend highlights, with the leading group of Jake Lewis, Avalon Biddle, Toby Summers, David Hall and Shane Richardson all battling for the lead. Hall was the first of the group to falter, crashing at the race's midway point. The battle for second was hot the whole race, with Biddle narrowly edging out Richardson. It was Lewis, however, who completed the perfect weekend.
Jake, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Maximum points.
Yeah, thank you. It was a fantastic weekend, like you say, 3 from 3 and pole as well. A great weekend and couldn't be happier. Can't get enough of watching you guys and Randy and everybody. It's pretty awesome to have. Just helps our sport so much, and it'd be great if you could come back next year.
Avalon, congratulations. You look like you really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did. I think that's been a real key thing for me this weekend, has just been really enjoying it. And I've got the support of the whole paddock behind me, and they were all saying, you know, you can do it, you can win, and all my sponsors and supporters. So I went out there and gave my best shot, and I just enjoyed it and paid off with the second place.
It's kind of a nice way to start your big trip off to the States.
Yeah, you know, it's been good to come out here, and all the boys and girls are up to pace, having ridden all summer, so it's been awesome to come out here and battle with all of them and hone my racecraft a little more, getting ready to head back over to America.
You've got a fairly major trip coming up.
Yeah, so last season we went to America to race the Daytona 200 and the full Moto America Championship. Going to head back again next week.
Have you been saving up?
Oh, I've been saving like no tomorrow, and trying to pay off last season's at the same time. But thankfully we've got enormous support from the racing community here in New Zealand, which is helping us get a foothold over there and get ourselves off the ground again.
And so what, the bike gets put in a case and shipped out there, or using a bike out there?
No, we've got a bike over there. Thanks to Palmetto Motorsports, last year they gave us a brand new bike off the showroom floor, which we just kitted out and race trim. So we'll do the same again this season. We've still got our bike over there, and we'll keep this one here.
What, so you hire a van or something and sleep in that, or what goes on?
No, originally we bought a Chevy S10 for $1,400. That ended up clapping out on us, so we had to buy another one on the move. So we got a little Dodge Dakota for $2,000, and we borrowed a little 6x12 trailer, and now we've just bought a bus for $350, so how bad could it go, right?
And who's going to come with you? Who's the crew?
So it'll be the same as last season. There's Seth Devereaux, who's the brains behind the whole lot. He's created the opportunity for me and trying to create opportunities for more Kiwis as well. And Robbie Stokes, who was over there last year, and he was super beneficial to the team. And we're also adding to the crew with Alistair Hugenbosen coming over to ride as well.
You're spearheading the Kiwi Challenge.
Yeah, for this era we are, yeah. Kind of doing it the old school way, if you will, you know. I think it was something the Americans hadn't really seen too much of in the modern era, so it was cool. It attracted a bit of attention to our name with the way we were doing it, so the good old Kiwi work ethic keeps on pulling through for us.
And here we are, check it out. This is now Robbie Bugden taking control. Yes, he's got the advantage over Damon, 34 in there for Daniel Medham as well, so in control at the moment. So Robbie Bugden doing all the hard yards. Maybe a little bit too early to try and push for that advantage, but he's still got it at this stage, so it is Bugden. Now can he try and break away from this group? But I tell you what, just because he might have got past Damon Brad, Damon's not letting him get away.
No, that's right, and look at Daniel Medham right on the back of Damon Rees now.
Well, there it is with Scott Moyer, and Scott Moyer trying to get up on the inside. Oh, this coverage is so spectacular to watch as we check out these onboards. Great to watch. Well, here he is with Robbie Bugden. It's Bugden out in front now, ahead of Damon Rees. Damon's got some work to do back there. Will he try the inside cut coming into the corner? Let's have a look this time, and here we go. And look at that. Oh, no, he's been stood up. He's been absolutely stood up, and he's got to go wide. Damon Rees and all sorts of problems. He's out on the grass again, his motocross skills coming into their own. Wow, I did, Brad. He had that line and opportunity on the inside, but it wasn't to be.
On board with Damon Rees, yeah, he'd come in a bit hot. Bugden didn't see him, just had nowhere to go, stood him up. Lucky not to be even worse than that, but yeah, on the grass, and that's probably ruined Damon Rees' chance at a TT. Yeah, Robbie Bugden just got back the position he'd lost with a little moment from Daniel Medham, and there we go back to Scott Moyer, who's just caught right up onto the three-way battle for the lead now.
So here we go, we've got a real one on the battle here at the moment. You'll check it out with Robbie Bugden. Tell you what, the Bugden show in spectacular form. What a neat guy he is, though. Man, it's an honour to have him over here. It's like as if he's an Aussie's come over to be a mate of the Kiwis. He got the invite from Yamaha. He was quick to tick the box and get over here. And man, once he's over here, he just fits in with all the guys. Everybody loves him, respects him, and he really is a great international star for our debut here at Hampton Downs.
Yeah, I just remember the years he come over here. He really lifted the profile of New Zealand Superbike racing when he come over, and it was always great to have him in the paddock.
So here we are, keen to watch out now for our update as we get back on board, this time with Scott Moyer. Look at that charge coming down through that tipper. Look how low the others get through there. Isn't it great to see the onboard and the kind of quality coverage that we can see and give you a real idea of what it's like to be racing with these guys. They're not called knee sliders for nothing. They are that low. They're holding the bike up with their knee. There it is, giving you an example of what they do as they run through there.
Yeah, it's anyone's at the moment. Daniel Medham leading Roy Bugden, and then back to Scott Moyer, who's been very consistent this weekend, and what a three-way we've got at the moment.
So there we go, checking it out at the moment. So it is, look how close, because Moyer here at this stage, and there it is. Can Bugden try and squeeze his way through there at the moment, or will it be the 34? 34 is out a little bit wide. It is indeed Bugden. Bugden's gone through there. Daniel Medham far too wide on the Foster's construction corner. So it's now the Aussie back into control. So that is the Robbie Bugden show. Then going with Daniel Medham, and we're still on board here with Scott Moyer. And look at that, Scott riding on the tail again. We saw in one of the earlier races how Daniel Medham was a little bit late for the braking, and on that occasion Scott Moyer nearly took him from behind.
Yeah, what an awesome thing it is to have a back straight now at Hampton Downs. Bugden getting the slipstream, getting the toe. There we go. Oh, Scotty Moyer's having a look. He really wants to get up there and not let Robbie Bugden get away with this one.
And look at what's gone on, because we had the 92 before of Damon Rees, but all of a sudden the 37 of Jay Lawrence has come back into the picture. So Jay's been the one doing work. He's the red bike in the picture there at the moment. So great work to see. Bring it on with the Jay Lawrence show in spectacular form.
It's got to be coming up on some lap traffic there. This will be interesting to see how the guys navigate this. Looks like Robbie Bugden gets through all right. Oh, looks like Daniel Medham had to swap his line, and Scott Moyer might have snuck up into second place through there.
So here we are, the all-on bike battle. We're getting towards the business end of our championship. This is our New Zealand Tourist Trophy, and they've all got through on the lapper, including the 37 there of Jay Lawrence. So it's back to the attack, the letter B. There he goes, Robbie Bugden, looking for the 34 of Daniel Medham. Will it be these two that are going to dice for the line? We'll find out shortly, but it's all on at the moment, because there's Scott Moyer. See, there's that distant shot again, but in under braking, man, he gets right up close there. He's looking fantastic. And is that even Daniel Medham looking back behind him to see who was getting in so close? So spectacular updates as we head again through the famous portion of it. Bugden, then going to Medham, then going to Moyer.
And then we got Sloane Frost, and looks like Mitchell Rees there in 5th and 6th place at the moment. So look to see their tyres, maybe a different strategy choice. They still could come alive at the end of this race.
Yeah, that's going to play a huge role in this one at the moment, but another great on board with Daniel Medham as we pick it up for our feature race, the New Zealand TT Tourist Trophy. They have TTs all around the world. The most famous, probably the Isle of Man. Many countries have them. We've got our own in New Zealand. This is the TT. First started on Waiheke Island, 80 years on. It's on the spectacular new Hampton Downs International Circuit.
Yeah, look at that, the double bastard. It catches a few people out. There's a number of different lines you can go in and out of it, and Scott Moyer looks to have now sealed the advantage, and he's going to lead the TT.
Well, look at that from Moyer. Man, what a great weekend he's had, and he's proving it here at this stage on the CD Vandermeer Builders Suzuki GSX-R 1000. So good work there by Scott Moyer. We know he's pushed, we know he's been hanging back, but we know under the braking gets right on the tail there of Medham. He's looked spectacular. So there it is, the number 8 in front. Now Bugden in behind him, then going to Medham at this stage, and then looking out for the red bike. You can spot him in there, the 37 of Wellingtonian Jay Lawrence.
Off the second row of the grid and dived in and got himself right up in the front pack, and now still in 4th place. Oh, there we go, Bugden's gone around the outside, and the R1's got the hind legs down the front straight, and he's going to lead them into turn 1.
Great to watch. Well, it looks like that trio's just pulling away a little bit. Can Jay Lawrence still stay with him? If there's ever a race that he wants to get on the podium, this would be one. This would really lift his profile in New Zealand Superbike road racing action. But it's the two Suzukis being led by the Yamaha at the moment. It's Aussie versus the two Kiwis.
Yeah, here we go. Robbie Bugden. What a class rider he is, and no quarter given. This is awesome racing by these three at the front. And look, Jay's caught right back up to them. Really likes the mid corners there. And Sloane Frost not to be outdone in the 5th place at the moment.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful to watch. There it is. Bugden, Moya, Metim and Lawrence going for the glory at this stage, and then keeping your eyes on the number 2. Look where he's come from. He was hanging back, Brad, and as you picked it, maybe that's the right tyre choice coming to its own now. Sloane Frost gaining on that quartet.
Yeah, look at this. This is awesome. It'll be 2 wide as they head down the front straight, round off another lap. Look at that. Bugden and Moya. Scotty Moya loves the outside of this corner. He gets a nice little outside down, sweeps the apex and gets a good drive down the back straight. This will be interesting to see how they get down the back straight at the moment.
He is super quick down this part of the circuit, as you've well picked up. So here we are now with the update check on the bike battle with our B to run through it with 8 in there as well. And of course the 34 of Daniel Meadham. So we're on the freight train at the moment. It's our same 3 again, looking for the other 2 with our 2 Wellingtonians and Jay Lawrence and Sloane Frost. But it's certainly on for the battle. It's Sloane through there, Robbie and Daniel. There's nothing being given on this one. It's Sloane Frost for the advantage in that 5th place. Then moving up to Jay Lawrence. Then we come up, of course, to Daniel Meadham. But what about a duel out in front here? Scott Moyer, Robbie Bugden going for it.
Yeah, this is awesome as they head into Highpool. A couple of different lines you can take into that, but Scotty Moyer still holding the advantage over Bugden. And then Meadham just waiting for one of these 2 to make a mistake or pick up the pieces as they come through and round up another lap.
Wow, getting very close between these 2 guys, but I tell you what, is it going to be all 3 of these? Oh, and there's that line again. Isn't it beautiful to watch? He's really going for it at this stage, so got the advantage at this stage as we run along with him. All Daniel Meadham can do is look in front of him and see those top 2, Scott Moyer and Robbie Bugden. Dan Meadham, can we see Jay Lawrence catch up? Has Sloane got a chance in there as well? Oh, going to try and take the advantage. Does he come back up on the inside? Can he make it stick this time?
Daniel Meadham under brakes. There's not many that break later than Daniel Meadham, and he's just done that into the Foster's Construction Hairpin, and he's put up into 2nd place trying to catch Robbie Bugden.
Yeah, so there it is, the Bugden show at the moment. Lots of changes going on the track amongst these top 5. Spectacular to watch. The cool features, look how close all 5 of them are in your same panoramic view as we look out for it here at the Hampton Downs update. Mike Pero Real Estate Motofest. What an event, what a championship, what a race. First time on a full international track here in New Zealand. We truly have got a real TT on our hands.
Yeah, look at the guys in 4th and 5th. Yeah, Sloane and Jay Lawrence, they're really pushing up on this 3-way battle now as well. This is going to be an awesome fight for the TT title.
All right, so here we go with the hot shot Aussie. Is he looking good? Oh, no, keep your eyes on Meadham. Meadham trying to get back up on the inside. I think Meadham might have it. Does he go out wide and cut? Oh, what's going on behind it? Jay Lawrence. And that is a front wheel tuck. He's been catapulted over the handlebars. The flying W. Jay Lawrence is out of the TT just when in spectacular style. He was looking to fight his way back in. Bad news.
Yeah, that's a dangerous part of the race where the tyres are going off and spinning up, and it's just sort of spun round and flicked them back off, and luckily it's done it all off the racing line so we can carry on.
That man super close in the end. It is for Bugden. Bugden there, look at that all the way. Robbie Bugden, what a run. He got the advantage. Robbie Bugden, Daniel Meadham. We're talking about 34 1,000ths of a second. Nothing in that advantage. Spectacular battle to go all the way to the checkered flag. Well done, Robbie Bugden. The Aussie takes it ahead of Daniel Meadham, Scott Moyer, Sloane Frost, Mitch Reeves, Damon Reeves, Jeremy Holmes, Livio Zampetta from Connor London and Sam Sharp.
You came and you conquered.
Well, yeah, that was one hell of a race. It was hard to know who was behind me at what point. Just an amazing race and just great to be a part of it. You know, these boys are riding really well, and that was everything I had. And really happy for Yamaha and Pirelli tyres, everyone who's involved in getting me over here, and hope everyone enjoyed it.
Fantastic. It was great to watch, and it couldn't get any closer, could it?
No, absolutely not. I got bits of Hondas and bits of Suzukis all over my bike, but it's good fun, and it was aggressive, but it was always clean, so it was good value.
It was close and clean, and yeah, awesome to race for a guy like Robbie and at his school, and he brought it to us, and I gave it all I had, but yeah, it was 0.03 or something over the lines. Yeah, it was an awesome race. After crashing in that first one this morning, that's all I could do, so super happy.
Well, you had a grandstand seat there, Scott.
I had the lead for a few laps there, there was a lot of backwards and forwarding and seen a bit of carnage unfold in front of me, but overall I can't complain with third really. Leading on the second to last lap, if only, just hold it on a bit harder, but I'm bloody wrapped.
Well, it's fantastic entertainment and well done. We really, really enjoyed it.
Cool, thank you.
Well, that's it from Hampton Downs. Crosby, Mr. Crosby, what's been the highlight for you?
Staying upright.
Okay. Kevin, I guess that front brake issue.
Yeah, that was a bit of a problem, but got it sorted, and quite a few others saying how good the Sound 500 two-stroke V4, and that was just great.
Brilliant. Randy, what about you? There must be some highlight. You've had so much fun. I've seen the smile on your face all weekend.
Just hanging out with friends, hanging out with legends, and then obviously getting to see a national series at a very high level. I think today for them it's been very special.
Yeah, the Superbike race has been brilliant. 600 race was absolutely fantastic, but for me, I'm afraid, boys, it's got to be the bus. I've gone home from Hampton Downs to Mike Pero Motofest here with a lap record, and it's in a bus, and these guys are on board. It's been absolutely brilliant. I can't thank all the guys that put this together enough, but I want to come back, I know that.